Hey, Scrapbook friends, it's Nicole, and I'm coming to you on July 31st with the final installment of our Christmas in July scrapbook layout series using the Creative Memories Joy to the World collection, paper, embellishments, stickers, and matte packs. I have really enjoyed doing this series. I think I've used almost every single Christmas photo that I have printed. I love the Joy to the World paper, and I love having the opportunity to show you a bunch of different things that you can do with it. I appreciate your feedback. It's been so fun to get messages and people posting in my Nicole's Scrapbook Friends Facebook group with your versions of the layouts that I've done in some of these series. Please feel free, of course, to take an idea from what I showed you and make it your own. I know some people really love to just copy directly, and that's great. And I hope that I gave you all the information that you need to be able to do that. But I also think it's okay if you saw one component of a layout. Maybe it was a component that you saw in one of these Christmas layouts, but you think, man, I can make that work for my Easter pictures or my graduation pictures or baby pictures. I tried to do layouts that are versatile, that can be easily adapted to other papers, other collections, other embellishments. So we have one last layout. I actually had a couple more that I had thought about doing. I just ran out of month, which seems to happen to me a lot lately. So who knows, there may be a random Christmas in July additional bonus layout showing up in the next few weeks in August or September. I can't promise that because I have so many other things I want to show you. I am so excited about the new birthday collection that came out from Creative Memories today on July 31st. And I'll have a new product video of that coming on Wednesday. But I'm going to go ahead and switch over my cameras, and we're going to get going on our layout number 11. Not an even number, also something I had hoped not to do. I really would have liked to do 10 or 12. But I'll show you the layout, and then at the end I will go through and I'll show you every one of the 12 layouts that we've done. I've put pictures on all of them, journals. Not all of them have titles, but most of them are mostly ready to go, and that way you can see kind of how the finished layouts are going to look, and it's pretty impressive. When I was looking through them a little bit earlier, it's pretty neat that we did these together here in July, stayed inside in the air conditioning when it's crazy hot outside. So here we go with our final layout for Christmas in July using Joy to the World. Okay, here we go. This is another very simple layout, which is a little unusual for me to do 3 fairly simple layouts in a row. I do tend to maybe go a little overboard sometimes, but I wanted to try and use up some of the scrap pieces that we had left, and of course some more of the mats and stickers. So for this one, we're going to be using, these are the pieces we used on our oval nativity page. So you see that this has the oval. This was Joseph that we cut out of it. It's going to go behind this mat, so nobody's ever going to know. And then you should have, if you used all the same papers and you had 2 packs, you should have about a 5.5 inch wide piece of the green trees with the multicolor holly on the back, a full piece of the red with the poinsettias on the back, and then a full piece of this confetti icons with the white grid on the back. So those are the pieces we're going to use. And then there are 2 photo mats, a large, they're both 4x6s, but we have a large single tree, and then we have 2 smaller trees. And we're gonna cut those all up and use them. You can use them for journaling, or you could use them as a photo mat if you prefer. Okay, and then the only other thing we're gonna use are some stickers and this one piece from the laser embellishments, the laser borders, which is the Christmas trees. Okay, so my goal was to use up some of the scraps. I know that this, I didn't really plan this layout series out maybe as much as I should have. And so in the future, I've learned from this. And so in the future, I'll be better. And I will make sure that we end up with kind of more of a cohesive series. And I'll be able to tell you at the beginning what, how many packs you're going to use. I'll try to do it with 1 pack in the future. I just kind of went nuts this time with Christmas in July. So, okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to have these 2 pieces. If you don't have these pieces left, these pieces are 10.5 by 9, and they're blue. The back of the Argyle paper is also blue with these little stars. You could absolutely use this one instead. If you have some of this Argyle paper, you could use navy cardstock. You could use white cardstock, you know, whatever you like. But because we had these two pieces left from the oval nativity, and this one has the oval cut out of it, I decided I would go ahead and use that. And we're going to weld so that we can use this, some more of this red paper. I did kind of experiment with the layout, and I'll show you kind of some of the things that I did to see if you want to change it up a little bit. But this is the one I came up with. This is the way I liked it the most. So I'm going to go ahead and, this is 5.5 inches. So I'm going to go ahead and cut off 5.5 inches here. And I'm purposely cutting off 5.5, which is the same as this, instead of cutting off the 6.5, because now this becomes my cut edge right here. Then that way I can put it, I actually don't know which side is the cut edge here, but you know, I like to weld with the cut edge. And then I'm just going to take a 1/2 inch strip. Almost hate to do that with my precious red holly, but just easier to do it that way. And we're going to go ahead and weld. Now, actually with this one, I'm kind of tempted to use this paper. We haven't used this paper much, if at all, on any of the layouts, and I kind of like it. And I feel like it almost goes with the Christmas tree design. So I wish this was live and you could tell me what you think. I'm going to do it with the poinsettia paper instead of the red now that I've done all this. And then you'll be able to look at my original and then this next one to decide which you prefer. Okay, so I'm going to flip this over. I'm going to butt these two pieces up against each other, making sure that they're completely straight, and then put my adhesive, my permanent adhesive. I mean, this might work with Repo. I just feel like this acts more like tape, you know, taping it together. And then we'll put this just over all that adhesive and seal that down to have our base page. Okay, and then this piece right here, we're going to center toward what will be the middle of our double page layout. This is 9 by 10.5, so I love to use a grid. If you have the CM cutting mat, if you have a different sizing mat or a ruler, I'm going to put it 1.5 inches from the bottom, and then that will also make it 1.5 inches from the top. All right. Oh, I don't know if this is actually going to go. That's not going to match with that, is it? Let's use this side. I forgot about that when I decided to use the other side of the paper. We're going to use this side. I do love double-sided paper. You could have used this side too with the leaves if you wanted to. I taught a class at a virtual crop this past weekend, and one of the things I talked about was how sometimes when you're putting your layouts together, you flip over the paper and think, oh, I really like that paper more than the one I was going to use. And sometimes you change it up while you go. So here we go. Here's our other side. You could have, of course, cut out a frame in here, like done a 2-inch C-shaped frame and just patch this on top like we did for the oval nativity layout, which is why we have this. But at this point, our goal is to use up the last few pieces of paper that we have. And so that's what I wanted to do. So now you have this piece left that is 5.5 inches. And what I did with my sample, actually with the sample, it's 5 inches. So I'm going to cut it to 2.5, which is half of this. And my sample is a little bit different because I had a 3.5 inch piece left over from a different part of the project. And I just ended up putting only one piece on here, but I kind of like now, since we switched over to this, you may want to use the full piece of the red holly, or you may decide you don't want the red holly and you may want to just use the poinsettia. If you use the poinsettia, I would not put it here on this side. I would just kind of do it on this side. I actually thought about putting it out a little bit so it's just more like a banner. I don't know. What do we think? The problem is now that my finished layout is not going to look anything like the one that I'm going to have on my thumbnail for the video. Hope that's okay. All right, I'm going to do the red, I think. I don't know. What do you think? Is that too much red? Does it just pull your eye way too much from the other pieces? But we're still going to cover this with a matte, so that doesn't really matter. Oh, I think I'm going to just do it like this, like the original, without putting that second piece on here. And we'll see how it goes. And I'm putting this up about maybe an inch from an inch above this. So it's 2.5 inches from the bottom. Okay, so it's the same pattern that I used over here. Now we're going to take our 2 mats, and I like to use the personal trimmer for this. This is another one. I don't know if it's just my pack or if they're all like this, that kind of the edge didn't look like it got trimmed very clean at the factory. So I'm just going to clean up that edge. And I love the personal trimmer for that, because you can just do these little thin hair cuts, and you know, I know that they're always going to be straight. So that's going to go right here. And then I have these 2 pieces, and I'm going to cut them in half. So this is a 4x6, so it's going to be right at the 3, and it's like just before the 3. So you don't cover up the white line, you do it just before. And so then I've got my 2 little mats that I'm going to put right here. And pretty much that's the layout. It seems awfully simple, doesn't it? We probably need another layout. I think this needs to be a 2 for today. All right, let's finish this up, and then I'm going to do a bonus. We'll do a bonus layout, because I've got one more set of mats that I really want to use. And I have not made a sample of that layout. We're going to do it kind of live. And that way we'll have 12, which is what I like. So I was going to use this tree when I was using the red holly side. The tree was going to go right along this edge, but I think because this is more busy and now this is more plain, that I'm going to put the tree right here. And I think since I've already stuck that down, I might put it over the top. So I'm putting these 2 guys at an angle. And then for this one, we want to use repositionable adhesive, of course. And it has a light green side and a darker green side, and I like the darker green side. So flip it over and just use some of our repo. And position this just kind of right in there. Oh, this side is nice because it has the lines, so I can use the edge of the little trees lines up next to that grid, and so then I know my tree is straight. So that's pretty much the layout. Then you can put your pictures kind of however you want them. All right, so I just put my pictures kind of at an angle to go with this. Some people I know don't like skiwampus pictures. You could absolutely put your photos straight, put this one out. You could put all of this straight if you wanted to. And then I used the Making Spirits Bright, because I was I used this for pictures of us decorating the Christmas tree. So I put Making Spirits Bright there and Deck the Halls over here. And then I took these 3 little stars and kind of scattered them. Oh, look, there's some stars on this one too. I could probably go back and put a few more stars in here. And I think it might need something, maybe something with that gold pen. I don't know. It's feeling really simple to me. And maybe that's because I only had 5 pictures. And I don't like to use only 5 pictures, but I did journal about how, I just didn't get to the Christmas tree this year. And that my boys finally one Sunday night were like, well, can we do it? And so I let them. And then I also talked about how much I don't love my my artificial Christmas tree. So that's pretty much layout number 11. But what I want to do now is show you one more layout. I haven't made it yet. It's just in my head. So we're going to make it all together, which is going to be layout 12. All right. So let's move this out of the way. Okay. So while I was figuring out what I was going to do, my camera timed out. So I ended up just kind of playing around a little bit. So I do have a little bit more of a plan than I did, 5 minutes ago. But we're going to go ahead and use this piece of white. You should have 2 pieces of this white left and 2 pieces of this, of the argyle. This is a extra piece. Let's see, how wide is it? 4.5 inches wide. 4.5 inches wide. So we're going to use those 2. And for whatever reason, I just really love this Have a Cup of Cheer card. And then we also have these 2 blue cards with they're not poinsettias. Are they mistletoe? Is that what a mistletoe flower looks like? And then we have this cute little cup of hot cocoa. So I want to use that, and maybe these little snowflakes. Haven't decided yet. But I thought what we would do is use the Infinity Heart chain. So this came out with the Devotion, which was our wedding paper pack, but it's really fun and delicate and lacy, and I thought it would go really nicely with this. So I'm going to take this piece. I think this was left over from one of our other projects. I'm not sure which one, but you could also use a piece of navy cardstock. And I'm just going to punch from this 4.5 inch piece a chain, and this is one of the border punches that has the little triangle on it to help you position, to help you know how to position. I'm so glad that they figured that out, but that will help you align your punch right when you punch it. And if you don't know how to use the border punches, I do have a separate video for those. All right, so we're gonna have this. Now this has become about 2.5 inches wide, and I do need to trim off the edge because now it's got those little triangles on it. So you could just take your scissors and clean it off, but my punch was a little bit, left a little bit of a jagged edge. So I'm just gonna cut a smidge off on this side. And then because this other edge is looking a little rough too, I'm gonna trim it. So it looks like it's going to be trimmed to about 2 let's call that 2 3/8. 2 3/8, 2 1/4, whatever you want to do, it's fine. Just have an even little piece with clean edges of this blue. It's the argyle on the back. Okay. And so now let's put the blue kind of flowers, which kind of look like little puffs of smoke or something. Let's put those right there. Let's see, where's my... We'll put some... adhesive. So I really do enjoy when I get down to the end of a pack of paper, just kind of pulling out the pieces I have left and figuring out what I can do with them. I just find that fun. And sometimes I end up with layouts that I would never have come up with otherwise. All right, and then we'll put this one next to it. Okay, and then you can decide, I think you can always use, this is a 4x6 and this is a 4.5 by 6.5. So you could use this as a mat, and I really like that look. And I think I'm just going to do this as a single page because I think I'm going to do one more emergency last minute layout just to show you how speedy and quick this can be when you have these mats left over. I think I'm going to do it like, maybe like this. Because you could then put, a couple of vertical 4x6 pictures right here. And you don't have to do this if you feel like that's wasting a mat to double mat it. But I always end up with extra mats, and so I don't mind using them, you know, decoratively. Okay, so here's our Have a Cup of Cheer. It's probably about a 1/4 inch from the top and a 1/4 inch from the side. And then I'll put this one vertically, just because this, I feel like this is the kind of picture I would probably take with my cell phone, you know, just hot cocoa or something like that. I'll put that right there. And then I want to put the little hot cocoa. We have the little snowflakes, and I was going to put the snowflakes, put it with the snowflakes, but that kind of hides the little whipped cream on the top. So maybe I don't know, maybe I'll just do the little cup of hot cocoa. And one thing with embellishments and things like that, you don't necessarily want to just put them like on your page, because then they just feel like they're floating. If you can set them on something, it looks visually nicer. So we'll just do that with our little cup of cocoa. And so then you could put, you know, a picture on here. These are pictures that are, you know, left over that I haven't used. Oh, I didn't do my Christmas Eve pictures yet, you guys. We had sushi for Christmas Eve. But, you know, you could put a picture here and maybe a picture here. Of course, you could change that. You know, my husband got this fun little toy for Christmas. So these are digital photos, so they're 4 by 5.33. But you could do that and then maybe put something up here or some journaling or something like that. I think that would be very cute. Okay, and again, you know, today my goal is just to kind of use up what we have left. And as I was looking at what we have left to come up with an idea, because that other layout only took me 9 minutes, which is way too short for me. I came across this sticker sheet with the little Santa and the reindeer and the Merry Christmas to all and to all a good night. So we're gonna do one more. So of course that makes it now, 13? Unlucky 13 layouts. And we might have to do something else about that. But I thought we would take the other piece of this argyle paper, and I have a partial piece left of this white. I don't know if I have it from something we've done together or something I did on my own. I'm going to cut 2 strips that are 1.5 inches by 12 inches. And then we have this little card left, which I love. I love the little scene, but I also really want to use this Santa. So what I thought we would do is take our these 2 borders, and I don't know if I want the leaves or the chevrons. I kind of like the leaves. Put the leaves and put this here maybe. And if you take this sticker, we can cover up that little Santa on here. So I'm going to stick these down about 1/2 inch from the top. And the top and the bottom. I'm starting with the bottom actually. Okay. We'll put this guy on. Oh, that would have matched with our last paper where we ended up using the grid side. I'll put this here. So this is about 1/2 inch. I'm doing this one about 1/4 inch. I hope that's going to work. Oh my gosh, I just barely noticed that on this little card, Rudolph has a red nose. Come on. Well, you'll have to trust me. Rudolph has a red nose. He also has a red nose on this. So I'm just going to position this so that it covers up. It's not 100% going to cover it up, but it's going to cover up the Santa that's printed on there. Hopefully that looks okay. And then I'm going to take the Merry Christmas to All. I wish these were in opposite directions, because I think that would look a lot cuter to be able to put them, you know, on opposite sides. But we'll do Merry Christmas to All, and then and to all a good night down here. So I think that's really cute. And again, you could use, you know, I thought I didn't have any more Christmas pictures left. I apparently need to scrapbook. Actually, I could put this one. This is the pile of gift wrap after we were done. But you know, you could have a couple pictures here easily, and a small one here, some journaling. Well, here's our little picture from Christmas Eve. I won't use these on here, but I'll use something else. But that could be a configuration if you wanted to for how you arrange your pictures. I already used this picture. This would have been cute too, us and our little Christmas jammies. Or an enlargement of 5x7 will look good right here. So, okay, so there we go. Those are a couple little last minute layouts because I couldn't bear to only do a 9-minute video. Don't tell, you know, Donna and Debbie, who are really good at those 9-minute videos. But the other one was just too simple for me. So now I'm going to go ahead and pull out my folder that has all the layouts that we've done, and we're going to look at them in order. So layouts 1 through 13 of our Christmas in July series using Joy to the World. All right, and I did end up using, I think, three packs, not 3 full packs, but of both the designer and the tone on tone. So here we go. These are all of the layouts that we've done in our series, starting with layout number 1, the circle weaving. Did I call it circle weaving? Circle weave layout. Okay, that's layout number 1. Layout number 2, most of the rest of these are double page layouts. Layout number 2 was called the half circle border layout. This one's pretty simple too. There's the other piece of that argyle paper. Then the dollop arch fringe. Oh, I did already use this Santa, but you get 2 of them on the sticker strip. I've had too many of the sticker strips. Santa. The music staff and the nativity border. Oops. Sorry about the glare from the light. That's what happens when you get the pictures on. So music staff and nativity. And I think it was Cindy who showed me that she'd end up having to do this with her Cricut, and it looks really cute. So if you're on Facebook, be sure to join my Nicole Scrapbook Friends group. Just when you request to join, just tell me that you watch my YouTube channel, and that way I'll know you're not like a scammer. Unless you're a scammer that watches my YouTube channel, but don't scam me. All right, layout number 5. Is that where we're at? Layout number 5. The oval nativity layout. And this is the one that we had those pieces that were cut out that we were able to use for the first layout that we did today. All right, layout number 6 was a single page, and it was called the Peace and Joy border layout. Pretty simple, pretty nice. And then, oh, that wasn't supposed to be the next one. I think I missed, the next one was the patchwork quilt layout. Sorry, I think my list is wrong. The patchwork quilt layout, I think was right, is the next one. I do love this one. And this one, I should have done this one last, because then we could have, you know, like I say, if I would have had a better plan, I might have done this last and we could use the things that we have scraps of. And then the multi-circle layout. I do love this one, you guys, with, what did we say it was? 38 photos. Somebody said if you did all circle photos, you could have 72, but I think that might have been too much. I think it's better to have some square photos in here and some white space. You know, white space is a good thing. It gives you visual rest, especially on a layout like this. Okay, and then this was the simple variety mat pack layout. This was number 9, just this last week. And then another simple layout. I've seen a couple of you on other groups we're on together using the pen technique around the corner. Isn't that a fun technique? I really, really love that one. And then today's layout, which is going to be, oops, where did I put it? Oh, here it is. I don't know what we're going to call it. So it's either going to, yours may look like this, or it may look a little bit more subdued like this. We'll call it the Christmas tree mat, the Christmas tree journal mat, Christmas tree mat layout. Okay. And then our two little bonus layouts, which will be the Have a Cup of Cheer layout, and then Merry Christmas to all and to all a good night. And we have some other things that are left. We have this this double wavy line border. That might actually be cute right here. Obviously, I can't just leave well enough alone and be done. I did not have any intention of doing these extra two little layouts tonight, but I just couldn't. I couldn't not. Yeah, I kind of like that with the extra little wavy line. There we go. So, Merry Christmas to all and to all a good night. Thank you so much for going on this adventure with me this Christmas in July. I've had such fun. I hope that you have learned some things, that you've finished some layouts, that you've put pictures on your layouts, that you've put journaling on your layouts, and that these will bring you happy memories for many years to come. If there is a collection from Creative Memories that you would like me to see, maybe to do another video series with, or if there's a theme, I would love some ideas. I feel like having this as a theme, as a playlist or on YouTube, it challenged me creatively, and it also really motivated me to get down here and film these videos and be more consistent in the things that I have to show you, which I do enjoy. I just, life gets in the way. So if there's something you'd like me to feature, if there's something that you're scrapbooking a lot of and you're like, man, I am so sick of scrapbooking layouts about, whatever, maybe I should do Disney. Would you guys like to see a Disney series? I could use Sparks of Magic. I could use some of our other paper. Oh, I might just do that. How do you feel about a Disney series? Let me know in the comments. Love to always see those comments. I love it when you like, subscribe, share with your friends. And especially, like I said, I love it when you create layouts based on the things that I've taught you, and then you share those with me. So I will be back. I don't know when, hopefully soon, with another layout, another new product preview. Savvy Scrapbookers is always going to be the second Wednesday of the month again. And more layout techniques and album flip-throughs. I have lots of things I am happy and excited to share with you. So thanks so much. Really, really have enjoyed this summer adventure. I think I said that already. Summer adventure, Christmas in July. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye, and happy scrapbooking.